as soon as we hit November 1st, the Trump administration says that there will be no federal food aid. So that means those SNAP benefits may soon be off the table for 1 in 8 Americans who use it. And with no end in sight to the shutdown, people are upset.
I never thought it would come to something like this.
Growing up, Nora Shaheen says she and her family relied on SNAP benefits to make ends meet, which is why the news that families like hers may not have it soon has left the 22-year-old far from pleased. She says SNAP was a lifeline for her.
There's always food in the house. Like it made me feel like the same as other kids who are more fortunate.
So it means a lot to you.
It means so much to me, yeah, for sure. It's like infuriating.
According to a statement on the U.S. Department of Agriculture's website, the well has run dry as far as funding goes to continue SNAP benefits starting November 1st. Over the weekend, President Donald Trump once again placed blame on Democrats for the pause and preventing the government shutdown from coming to an end.
But the Democrats are stopping it. All they have to do is agree to let's go and we're ready. But we voted for it many times. All we need is 5 Democrats. The Republicans vote for it.
In response to the potential pause, Senator Richard Blumenthal said in a statement, "I'm hopeful that the state will step into the breach, but families across Connecticut and the country face a food insecurity perfect storm, with rising prices and diminished benefits compounded by the challenges with healthcare that Republicans have imposed with a self-inflicted wound as a result of the government shutdown. With the future unclear, those on SNAP are being encouraged by groups like Connecticut Voices for Children and Connecticut Social Services to spend what SNAP benefits they have before November 1st, while those like Shaheen hope this will send a message to lawmakers.
I just want to tell them that you need to keep these families in mind. Just because I'm not dealing with it right now, like I still feel for all these other families and all these children and stuff who have to be affected.
And Brent, Sarah, we're expecting to hear more about this SNAP benefit impact tomorrow afternoon from Governor Lamont. So that's a story we will be keeping an eye on. But in a press release, the governor did tell us that this cut to SNAP could impact around 360,000 people here in Connecticut. In the studio, Stephen Reels, Fox 61.
At the Harvey Kornblum Jr.
All right. We can stop that right there. See the commercial trying to creep in on me. What's going on, good people? Good morning. It's your boy Jay Taylor, Voices for the Voiceless, and I'm back with another video. This ain't gonna be a long one. This gonna be real quick, real swift. As you know, government shutdown is upon us. I think we like on day 28, day 29, something crazy like that. But be that as it may, and as the title says, President Trump is running up a bag while the government is shut down. I mean, he making his rounds in Asia, and he touching down, and he collecting. While Congress over here tripping, like they can't get it together, Trump over there in Asia, man, I'm talking about boxing China all the way in. And it's just interesting that people are not paying attention, but I get it, right? People not paying attention because they worried about their benefits. And I don't make no light of nobody missing out on no paycheck, missing out on no money, for no food. People gotta eat. You know what I'm saying? And I wish that these politicians will get it together. Now, a lot of people want to blame President Trump. Well, what they got to understand is it ain't President Trump's fault. It's on Congress to pass a spending bill, at least pass a temporary arrangement for a spending bill so the government can open up and people can get paid. I heard that he can use some emergency funds, but those funds would only stretch for like 2 or 3 months. 2 or 3 weeks. It ain't really even worth tapping into. That conversation is done. All the Democrats really have to do, and I explained this on the video before last, is sign the same temporary spending bill that they signed 13 times before this that kept the government open. And they drafted it when Joe Biden was in office. People say the Republicans got the House, the Senate, and the president seat. That's true. But in the Senate, you still have to have 60 votes to pass a bill. And we only have 53 Republicans. So we 7 short. Now, 2 Democrats have signed the bill with Republicans. So salute to those 2 Democrats. So we really need 5 more to come across the aisle so people can get paid. People can, get their benefits, man. But, be that as it may, I don't want to dwell too much on that because I already spoke about that in the previous video and broke it all the way down. And I might do some further breakdowns on that, but in any event, and as always, copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976, allowances made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing nonprofit, educational, or personal use, tips the balance in favor of fair use. All right. So we got that out the way. Now, like I said, Congress out here, they tripping, they doing their thing, going back and forth. The president like, hey man, I'm not finna be sitting around here twiddling my thumb, waiting on y'all to figure out what y'all gonna do. Holler at me, holler if you hear me. But I'm out. And man, just to give you an idea what Trump been up to, and this is pretty much some good news. Once all this is gonna be over with eventually. You know what I'm saying? This is gonna be over with eventually. And when it does, when everything get back to normal, and hopefully they sign that clean CI and they open the government back up and things get back to normal and people ain't got to be flipping out here. Man, Trump is making some major moves for the United States of America. And remember that trade war where they was like, man, what he doing with them tariffs? Man, Trump to box these people in, and he's using every leverage he has against China, using all their allies against them. And now we got South Korea today. Let's check it out.
Welcome to the News at 4. I'm Brenda Rodriguez.
And I'm Joe Paris.
As he completes the final leg of his trip to Asia, President Donald Trump says that he's worked out a deal with South Korea to lower tariffs on products from that country. And it comes a day before a highly anticipated meeting between the president and the Chinese president, which many expect will calm some trade tensions between the two countries.
And back home in the United States, there is no end in sight. The federal government shutdown now in its 29th day. NBC's Monica Alba has the latest.
Landing in the last country of his Asia trip, President Trump announcing another trade deal, this time with South Korea.
Pretty much finalized a trade deal.
A deal that has South Korea investing $350 billion in the U.S. that includes building ships.
Woo! $350 billion in the U.S. Come on now. They over here, man. We in the States stressing out. Trump over there lining them up. You know what I'm saying? See, Trump can't do everything. That's why you got 3 parts of the executive branch. You got the president, you got the House and the Senate, Congress. Congress got to do their part. Trump doing his.
In return, the U.S. will cut the tariff on cars and auto parts to 15%. But the president's biggest deal could come tomorrow.
Now, see, them high tariffs that he put on them people. Now, this is South Korea. But now he done negotiated. Well, okay, we need some bread. All right. We the largest consumer market. We buy your vehicles. We're going to cut the tariffs. Okay, give us 350 billion. The man over there working. All this building, they gonna be doing ships and all that. That's gonna open up jobs. I'm just saying.
when he meets with Chinese President Xi Jinping. Trump optimistic the two leaders can come to an agreement and end a trade war between the world's two largest economies.
I think we're going to have something that's going to be very, very satisfactory to China and to us.
The president has negotiated trade deals in every country he's visited this trip. But on Capitol Hill, negotiations to end the government shutdown haven't even started. Furloughed employees and those still on the job have already missed a full paycheck. On Saturday, the program that gives benefits to low-income families, called SNAP, loses funding, putting even more stress on families struggling to make ends meet. Promise English is a mother of 3.
Like babies, they get fed at school, but they come home, they rely on meals to fill their bellies at home. So it's stressful.
States are trying to fill the gap on their own, and 25 states led by Democrats have sued the Trump administration to keep food assistance programs funded. But until that happens, Erica Starks, a pregnant mother of 4 boys, says she'll have to visit multiple food banks to feed her family.
Don't let me cry, because I'm going to be okay. I'm going to figure it out. I promise you. I always do. God's with me.
With the job market slowing, the Federal Reserve announced a quarter-point cut in interest rates this afternoon. That's the second rate cut this year. But the Fed is working without some key economic data due to the government shutdown. Monica Alba, NBC News, Washington.
All right. You can stop that right there. Yeah, man. So as you can see, man, Trump over there busting plays with him, you know what I'm saying? And it's just interesting to see, man, that despite all the good news that's going on overseas, we still dealing with this drama. And it's something called the Anti-Deficiency Act that they were saying that Trump could fund the government, that he did it before, what have you. So I'm still like educating myself on that. And if you know something more about it, then you could drop it off in the comment section. But from what my understanding is, the president cannot fund the government during the government shutdown due to the Anti-Deficiency Act unless he gets the green light with a spending bill from Congress. But Congress, they still haven't figured it out, man. And like I said, they had the largest government shutdown was 35 days, and that was during Trump's administration. So right now, you got not just people that get SNAP benefits, you got a lot of federal workers that's not getting paid. So all these different bills that the Democrats trying to present only address SNAP benefits. And the Republicans like, man, we got more people to, attend to than just SNAP benefits. We got, people that work in TSA. We got military. We got aircraft, people. We got all type of, federal workers that need to get their paychecks. You know what I'm saying? So it's more than just SNAP benefits. And they got a clean, continuing resolution bill that's nonpartisan, that doesn't have Democrat policies or Republican policies. And we just need 5 more Democrats to sign that, and the government will, voila, open right back up. But man, why they figuring out all that drama? Why they trying to figure all that out, drama? Let me show you what he got going on in Tokyo. Trump busting plays, man. Why they tripping, dog? He over there like, man, I'm out. I'm on a flight, and I won't be back till tomorrow night. Let's get it.
And across the ocean, President Trump continuing his Asia tour, meeting with Japan's new prime minister. The two leaders pledging a golden age of alliance and securing a critical minerals deal. The commander-in-chief also taking time to address U.S. troops on board the USS George Washington.
And unlike past administrations, we will not be politically correct. You don't mind that, do you? When it comes to defending the United States, we're no longer politically correct. We're going to defend our country any way we have to, and that's usually not the politically correct way. From now on, if we're in a war, we're going to win the war. We're going to win it like nobody ever before. You know, we'd go in, we'd blast the hell out of countries. Shouldn't have gone in. They used to say, to the victor belong the spoils. Well, we'd be the victor that would leave because we had people that didn't know what the hell they were doing. As commander-in-chief, I never forget that our ultimate strength does not come from equipment. It comes from the men and women of the rank and file. That's true. It comes from you people, incredible people, good-looking people.
And Jackie Heinrich live in Tokyo. Hi, Jackie.
Good morning to you guys. President Trump has a new friend in Japan's first female prime minister, Sanae Takaishi, who was just elected, came into office about a week ago. She's conservative, a protege of President Trump's friend, the former Prime Minister Shinzo Abe. And she not only wooed President Trump with a lot of personal gestures, but she also followed through on a deal that was struck by her predecessor this past summer to invest $550 billion in the U.S. That's
What? $550 billion into the investment to the U.S.? Let's run that back.
this past summer to invest $550 billion in the U.S. That's equivalent to a tenth of Japan's economy. That investment, despite its debt, in exchange for a lower tariff rate of 15%.
What? Hold on. Now, you heard what happened in South Korea in exchange for what? For a lower tariff rate? Are we starting to see a trend? They giving over hundreds of billions of dollars because the tariffs were too high. And he knew it stung in the beginning. But over time, you're going to see a pattern of behavior with these countries wanting to lower these tariffs. They're going to be willing to negotiate once enough time has went by. Because why? We are and stand to be the largest consumer base. Everybody wants in on the American consumer, which is you and I, because we buy everybody else's products at a astronomical rate. And it's just a matter of time. And like I said, when all this government shut down, see, I think a lot of times people that don't like Trump's political opponents, his political opponents, let me get this thought clear. They do things like this, like the government shutdown, when Trump is actually making power plays to distract people from what he's doing because they don't want people to see what he's actually accomplishing. You know, all this government shutdown is a distraction. And I say that not to slight people that haven't got their benefits yet, because that's horrible. And I wish that Congress, because that's who really is in control of this whole shutdown situation, whatever they need to do to make it happen, they make it happen. But I think, especially on the Democrat side, they keeping this charade going because they have agreed unanimously to this clean resolution, this continual resolution bill. They have agreed to this 13 times. It was the same bill that they passed over and over again when Joe Biden was in office. They drafted it back then. And now they didn't approve and sign the bill 13 times during Joe Biden's term in office. Now they didn't deny the bill 13 times just now in Trump's administration. They'd approved it 13 times during Joe Biden, and now they done already disapproved it or denied it 13 times in the short amount of time Trump been in office. The irony in that, man. But you see, like I said, the trend that is going, when all of this shutdown is over with and the government open back up, it's about to be a ripple effect. Now, China gonna have to, that is rare earth mineral stuff that's going on. Notice what Trump is doing when he's over there. That's what he's focusing on. But when the government open back up and everything back to normal, this is our economy gonna start booming. It's gonna be the golden age that he was talking about. And it's all due to what he did with them terrorists.
15%. Both sides, though, appeared very pleased when the first 400.
Let's run it back again. I love hearing this.
$150 billion in the U.S. That's equivalent to a 10 gestures, but she also followed through on a deal that was struck by her predecessor this past summer to invest $550 billion in the U.S. That's equivalent to a tenth of Japan's economy. That investment, despite its debt, in exchange for a lower tariff rate.
A lower tariff rate. I just wanted to highlight that one more time because I ain't want y'all to think I was making up no lies.
Of 15%. Both sides, though, appeared very pleased when the first $490 billion was announced this morning.
We had a phenomenal day here in Japan with a momentous trade deal. We made a big, beautiful trade deal for both countries. In fact, to the best of my knowledge, I think Japan also had their best stock market day ever. So your new prime minister is doing very well.
Japan and the U.S. also agreed to ramp up mining and production of rare earth minerals, all the more critical in light of China.
Man, they prime minister lady. They just got a new. It's a lot of women that's world leaders now. Got one in Mexico, one in Japan.
Is near monopoly on that industry and its threat to throttle the entire world's tech transactions with aggressive export controls. And Japan will increase defense spending, heeding President Trump's call and deepening defense cooperation with the U.S. as China looms over this region.
The cherished alliance between the United States and Japan is one of the most remarkable relationships in the entire world. Really, there's never been anything like it. Born out of the ashes of a terrible war, our bond has grown over 8 decades into the beautiful friendship that we have. It's a foundation of peace and security. And
all the respect this man get overseas and all this drama he got to deal with in the United States is crazy. Like Joe Biden could never, you know what I'm saying? No, he could never, man. Like they love him overseas, man. They love you. Gotta get Trump that. He be over there, man. They be loving Trump overseas way more than they love him in America, man. It's crazy.
The Pacific.
Rallying the troops aboard the USS George Washington, the president said in another tacit message to Xi Jinping, the first batch of missiles for Japan's F-35s will arrive next week ahead of schedule. Trump is expected to meet Xi on his next stop in South Korea after the two sides
now, these two
agreed to halt.
These two right here started everything, man. They kicked off early. As soon as Trump got in office, it was a trade war between President Trump and Xi Jinping, president of China, the two biggest powerhouses in the world as far as the economy. And tomorrow, well, when you hear this, it'll be later today. They are going to meet and talk about ending this trade war. Do you know how monumental it's going to be for everybody across the planet if these two gentlemen could come to an agreement? It's over with, man. This little government shutdown, just hold tight. You know what I'm saying? Sit tight. It's going to be all right. It's going to be all right. These two men work out a deal tomorrow or today. Or even if they say, hey, whatever happened, whatever the outcome, if it's, hey man, we talking about it, we gonna have it. If they still on talking terms, where they say we see if you hear Trump say, I see a deal in the near future, we taking off. We taking off, baby. We taking off. This trade war was holding up everything, bro. Everything. If these two could come to an agreement, it's over with, especially for the United States. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, but they, you know, we the largest consumer base. They gonna have to bend over a little bit, make room. I mean, we're gonna have to negotiate. It's gonna be some give and take, but this is gonna be monumental.
China's rare earth export controls for a year, averting Trump's 100% additional tariff threat that was set for next week. The president also wants China to stop buying Russian oil and resume buying American soybeans.
Now, Donald Trump got China to buy American rice. What? That's unheard of. He wants China to buy soybeans. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm just saying. But you know what that's about. He want China to stop buying whatever fuel from Russia. So that way he can muscle Russia into stopping that war with Ukraine. If China stop buying that fuel or whatever they getting from oil or whatever they getting from Russia, because the trade deal that United States is trying to do with China, hey, you want to trade with us? You want access to the largest consumer base in the world again at a lower tariff rate? I'm gonna need you to stop shopping with Russia, at least until they end this war. You see the play? While they over here tripping over, SNAP benefits and all that, Trump over here busting plays all across the world.
He also said he would possibly extend his trip if North Korea's Kim Jong-un wants to meet. Dana.
Okay, keep us posted, Jackie. Thank you.
I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
All right. So we see that right there, man. And once again, man, all of this was by design. The art of the deal. Man, I'm telling you, Trump been working. Why they over here playing? Trump been working. And all of it's coming together. This whole government shutdown is a distraction of what's really going on. We got to watch the moves and how they being played. But before I get up out of here, let's run it back, right? Let's run this tour of Asia back, to see how the president was over here making a massive impact, for the country, bro. Let's get to it.
Trump was treated like a king, even though he's not. The Japanese lit up skyscrapers with red, white, and blue, and then surprised him with big, beautiful gifts.
We will extend a gift of 250 cherry trees to Washington, D.C. In addition, I understand that fireworks from Japan, from Akita Prefecture, will be shown in Washington, D.C. on July 4th next year.
Cherry trees and 4th of July fireworks. Now we're talking. The president felt right at home. Before talking shop, the new prime minister said, "Mr. President, want to watch the World Series?" Trump said, "I thought you'd never ask." And she was rooting for the right team. Japan loves the Dodgers. Otani. The two were having such a good time that they showed up late to their meeting.
To the press corps, I'm very sorry that we kept waiting. As a matter of fact, Mr. President and I myself just enjoyed watching the Major League Baseball match. Actually, Dodgers versus Blue Jays. And Dodgers is now having a 1-point lead, and we really enjoyed the match.
But there was something or someone missing. Shinzo, may God rest his soul, assassinated in cold blood. His widow was there and gave our president a portrait that said peace. But you know what Shinzo really would have wanted? For Trump to have played a round of golf on one of Japan's big, beautiful championship courses. Indeed, there was a very special gift, Shinzo's favorite putter. Senior club champion Donald J. Trump was touched.
She was a very good friend and ally of Shinzo Abe, who is a friend of mine, one of my best friends in terms of this world, the world of nations.
This girl's not bad. You know what's even nicer than Shinzo's putter? The Nobel. And yep, Japan's nominated Trump. Wow. 80 years ago, we were dropping atomic bombs on them, and now they're nominating us for the Nobel. In Japanese culture, gift giving is key. Takaichi even gave him a hat that said, "Japan is back." And the president signed it with the same Sharpie he used on the minerals deal. More on that in a minute. The prime minister packed a bunch of Japanese tycoons into a room, and they all talked business and a little golf.
I think Masa is here. Where's Masa? Yeah, I played golf with this guy last week. He sank every putt. We won the tournament. Oh, we didn't cheat either. You know, a lot of those teams cheated because I know how they play, and they did not shoot those scores. We had a great time, and you played great, and you putted very well, and I appreciate it because I now have an extra trophy on my desk, and I like that.
Trump loves doing business with the Japanese, loves it. They bought up a whole fleet of Ford F-150 trucks and put them on the palace grounds. And then the prime minister whispered the T word.
I was just told by the prime minister that Toyota is going to be putting auto plants all over the United States to the tune of over $10 billion.
Hear that? Cha-ching. But that's not all. We signed a big minerals deal, rare earths for cars, fighter jets, plus $500 billion in investments made in America. You know who's not happy? China. Suddenly, business isn't booming in Beijing, and the land of the rising sun is shining on God's country, the good old USA.
I have always had a great love of Japan and a great respect of Japan. And I will say that this will be a relationship that will be stronger than ever before. We are an ally at the strongest level.
We have bases all over Japan, and Teflon Don made quite the entrance.
Ladies and gentlemen, the President of the United States, Donald J. Trump.
Trump and the Japanese prime minister were standing on U.S. aircraft carrier docked in Tokyo Bay. Xi Jinping's not going to like that. It's a powerful message.
This woman is a winner. So, you know, we've become very close friends all of a sudden because their stock market today and our stock market today hit an all-time high. That means we're doing something right. But I have to say this, the first female prime minister in the history of Japan, Madam Prime Minister.
What kind of woman is this? Takaichi made her husband take her last name. Wow. We know who wears the pants there. But when Trump's around, it's like Tony Danza. Everyone knows who's the boss. The auto pen's out of ink, and 47's reminding the world.
Biden used to say he was a pilot. He was a pilot. He was a truck driver, whoever walked in. He wasn't a pilot. He wasn't much of a president either, to be honest with you. That I can tell you. That we all know.
Biden was no pilot. He was on autopilot. The world walked all over him. And now they're all giving us minerals, jets, fireworks. But guess who doesn't like it? Lame duck Colbert.
Trump's next stop is Japan, where the hand can be used like a knife. He arrived today, but the new prime minister has a plan to win him over. She's going to gift him a gold golf ball.
Man, why the Democrats always throwing shade, man? We winning, man. Fall back.
It is so sad to see how easy it is to butter up the president of the United States. Okay, quick. Trump's visiting. What do I want to give him this time? Gold burger?
These aren't gifts for Trump. They're gifts for us. They're investing billions, building our bases, buying our rights. Think about it. Trump has gotten Japan to buy American rice. Never happened before. Trump's not being bribed with gold golf balls. He's worth billions. He's doing big business and everyone's making money. America first, obviously. Our stock market, all-time high, and world markets also hitting highs. The AI business is booming. America's hot. Globalism's over. Trump's creating brand new trade and security alliances that make America great and keep China at bay. And we're still doing deals with the Chinese. Trump even said, China's going to have to give a little and we'll have to give a little. You know the only guy who won't give a little? Schumer. Schumer's the only one in the world who won't do a deal with Trump. Trump did trade deals with, well, peace deals too, with Hamas, the Iranians, the EU, Zelensky, little rocket man. Trump's made more progress with Putin than he has with Schumer. Now Chuck's putting his party in big trouble because the largest union in the country is demanding Schumer reopen the government. Americans are starting to flood food banks.
This is my first time visiting a food bank in my entire life. I've never had the need to do so in the past, but times change, and I'm in a moment or in a place where this is where I'm at.
When Democrats lose the unions and government workers, the end is near. The unions and Wall Street both want to open the government.
If Republicans shut down the government next time Democrats are in charge to extract whatever it is that they happen to want, are you saying that's okay? Are you saying that's okay if they do that?
I mean, the Republicans have done this quite a while, yes. Yeah,
and what did you say about it back, what did you say about it when they did it?
I don't know, and I don't care.
What do Democrats care about? A ballroom.
They're paying contractors to tear down the East Wing, but they're not putting money into the food bank that they're setting on. So if there's a sense of frustration in America, it's very real.
Tampon suffering from a severe ballroom derangement syndrome. Gavin's jealous that he's not in Asia. Donald Trump's literally dancing in Asia while 40 million people lose access to food. Well, Gavin literally went to China after they killed 1 million Americans with a virus and then popped into a toboggan, trucked the kid on a basketball court, and marveled at birds like he's never seen anything with wings. Trump's not coming home empty-handed. He's bringing home the bacon. In 72 hours, he's gotten 5 deals: Malaysia, Cambodia, Thailand, Vietnam, and Japan. And we could have a deal on Thursday with the Chinese. Of course he's dancing. Why wouldn't he be? Democrats are just mad the Schumer shutdown hasn't stopped Trump from winning. Trump's not asking for much. Just reopen the government, guys, so that people can eat. The Yang Gang's back and says the longer Chuck stalls, the hangrier they get.
If I'm the Dems, I'm like, look, we've taken a stand, but we're not going to let families starve. This is not the fight, because you have millions and millions of Americans who are on the edge right now.
The longer this goes, the worse it gets for them.
What we're seeing is the Republican brand has actually gotten better among independents, and it's also gotten better among Republicans as well. So again, what's the electoral reason that Republicans would give in at this point? This is, in fact, the worst position Democrats have been on in a generic ballot at this point in midterm when there was a Republican president in the last 20 years. And this is no different from pre-shutdown.
What have Democrats done since they shut down the government? Napa Valley wine retreat, corny TikTok videos, fume over a sombrero. Schumer's been shooting stand-ups outside of Epstein's mansion, while Trump's getting trade deals, peace deals, ballrooms, and cherry trees. It's almost like things are better when Democrats aren't working.
All right. Yeah, man, I thought that was a good little way out on our way out. Just gotta sit tight, y'all. Once we get this out the way, with this government shutdown, we're gonna be up, y'all. We're gonna be up. Trump actually lining us up to be extremely prosperous. But hey, what say you? Leave it in the comment section. It's your boy Jay Taylor, Voices for the Voiceless. We love y'all. Until next time, we shall see you soon. Peace and blessings.